is talking about we don't recognize you as president and you should resign. All of us know that that's not possible. Whether you recognize William Ruto as president or not, he is the president. He constitutionally is the president.
He is the president.
He will serve a term that he will serve five years. And if you're not careful, you will also exceed that 5 years and add another 5 years.
Yes.
Because he's a guy he's sharp and he sees a lot of opportunities in every problem that comes his way. And that one should make them be worried about it. So if it is that you want him to vacate State House and the government officers, he doesn't recognize the government officers, we know that either way, those people will be there. At least for the next 5 years. Nobody is going to resign because there's a political pressure on the other side. But I don't know whether he's inviting him to focus that now we have a contest, an election contest that, you see, but I agree with him because it is the same mood that the current president, I mean, the opposition, is not opposition, you know, we don't have opposition. I don't even know how to call Baba.
I like that you say you don't even have a position. Yeah?
Because we don't have a constitutional position. So you don't know how to call it.
It's not essentially recognized,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah. We can just say de facto, but not de jure, because now it's the de facto position leader who is Baba now. The same strategy that is now building from day one is the same one that the current president built against him and former President Ruto Kenyatta after the handshake. Remember, he campaigned for 4 years non-stop. In fact, he went to Central Kenya 400 times.
That's a record 400 times.
400 times. Yeah. And when you saw the votes coming from Central Kenya, they were not coming out of miracles. He worked hard for it. The guy worked hard for what he has now. And nobody can blame him. Because the only problem I have with Baba is that in 97, there was a stalemate. Of course, he was number 3. You know, Kibaki, it was number 2, was number 3, Wamalo or Charity Ngilu, in that order. In 2002, he never vied. He supported Kibaki. Kibaki won.
Overwhelming.
Over 1 million.
Yes.
Kibaki went into government, worked for up to 2005 when there was a constitutional difference, and all of them bolted out of government, including the current president and the former president. They were all in ODM. Even Uhuru Kenyatta was among the ODM founders. You know, that's one thing people never knew. But towards 2007, election became what it was. And there was a lot of problems that election were rigged and those kind of things. But because he controlled the majority in parliament, he was given the prime minister's position because that is what he could have been given. There was no way Kibaki was going to resign. Even when almost 3,000 people were dying, Kibaki never resigned. And he was weaker than William Ruto politically, you know. But now William Ruto is politically stout. I mean, you can't just pull. I mean, it's not like you can just push, you know, push, move. If Kibaki never resigned, you think William Ruto in his normal faculties can even think about resigning?
And
not possible.
Yeah, and we've seen even from the former president, where the stance for William Ruto was, even when Raila Odinga started going around saying that the election was actually stolen again, even when he said he's going to boycott the rerun of the election. So let me ask you, from where you're seated now, Ruto is clear. I mean, in every place that he's gone to, he say, well, there is no way this gentleman are going to have a hand in my government. But then Raila Odinga is saying the same thing. I do not want a hand in your government. So make somebody listening to you understand. From a political science perspective, could they be saying the same thing differently? Is Ruto looking at it and saying, well, you can if you can come, we talk. Is that what it is?
You can look at it in 2 ways.
Yes.
The first, these people could be working together to a particular end. And that's what you have to, if you're a follower of Baba or follower of William Ruto.
Yeah, and that's going to be the most controversial perspective, if you say. Yeah.
You know, people, these are men. Even in a battle, you don't just start from a weak point of view. You must always, and a politician must always deny. It's like a man. When you're found cheating, we are told men must always deny. So they're starting from, they're just typical men behavior, you know, male behaviors. They're starting from a point of denial, and another pressure will be building up. I know Baba will not be comfortable, even his people. You remember the other time, his agent, that agent who was in Bomas, this lawyer, he said that if Baba goes to a handshake with William Ruto, they'll retire him. So even in the team of Baba, they are not comfortable going to another handshake because they felt or they feel that Baba lost election because of that handshake. So all the incumbent problem, the problems of incumbency,
yes, that
President Uhuru could have been the one to bear, and William Ruto shifted all the blames to Baba. So he depicted Baba as in government, yet Baba has no constitutional office in government. Not even one of his ministers sits in the cabinet. President Uhuru served for 10 years with half the government his, half William Ruto. Even if William Ruto differed and campaigned against his decision, he never sacked any politician in government or appointment. I forget about the corruption things, those ones we don't know who, where, and how, what happened. But in the cabinet, all the waziris of William Ruto were there intact.
Yes.
He never sacked them. But William Ruto, he had ministers. And you see, one of the problems that people had with Baba is that they were asking him, your communication, you're not really hitting this guy where we wanted to hit him. Because
yes.
so and so, he's talking about jobs. The Minister for Labor, Simon Kiprono Chelugui, is Ruto's appointee. Why should he wait for 2022 at 27 up to ndio anataka kutengeneza makazi na kuna waziri wake wa kazi ndani ya serikali?